I am live. Hello, 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 everybody. And I am right on time. How unusual is that? So for anybody that is new to my channel, anybody who is watching this as a replay and it's now part of a funnel on LaMeel.com, welcome. My name is LaMeel, and I am the founder of LaMeel.com. I am the manifesting bitch, and I'm here today to talk to you about manifesting $1,000 every 10 days, or within a 10-day period of time, whatever it is that you desire. I believe that when you master something like this, you're able to scale it. And this is a really special treat because this is part of what I teach in my coaching practice, how to manifest $1,000 in 10 days. And so I can see people popping on here. And if you all could just say hello or hi, I want to make sure I can see you. And if you end up having any questions, that I'm able to answer. Hi, I want to make sure. Oh, I hear myself. So I still have yet to master this. I've got some interviews actually tomorrow to have help with these things so I can do more of them. Because right now I'm really not able to see. Okay. Hi. I do see people. I see y'all on a different page though. Like, that ain't hot. Let me see if that's a screen share. That closed the chat. Let's see if I reopen it. I still don't see anything. So I'm gonna post. It's not even gonna let me do that. Okay. So one of the things that I'm gonna post over here in this group is that there is a workbook that is gonna go with today's master training. And the workbook is $10. So if you'd like to purchase it, here's the link. You simply go over there and hit make a payment. And then when the training is over, we'll send out the workbooks. So the workbooks are going to take you through several steps and a little more, not won't say much more, but a little more in depth in what we're talking about here today. So I read today, actually, which was really profound, a statement, right? And the statement is, if we can't serve money and we cannot avoid money, this really leaves only one option for us. And that option is to master money. So for those of you who don't know, I am a mother of 8. I'm a money coach. It's primarily what I do. I do a lot of other investing, but I started off, as a divorced single woman with 8 children. At the time, there were 7, trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, how I was going to make money, how I was going to live the lifestyle that I felt that I deserved and my kids deserved, and not have to do things that I didn't enjoy. And working a 9-to-5 is not something that I don't even enjoy the thought of it, more or less actually doing it. And there's the concept of getting up early and working for someone else or any of those things just were not in the cards for me. So I've gone through quite a journey. Some of that journey is available here on my YouTube channel, LaMeel TV. I share a lot of it in training with my coaching clients, and on other trainings if you're trying to get your credit together, things like that. So I've come a long way, baby. It's definitely been a journey. She's watching something else in here with me. So so tonight we're going to talk about mastering manifesting $1,000 in 10 days. And so there's three main things that I'm going to cover with you during, look like four fingers, during our time together tonight, right? We're going to talk about creating space, and so that you have the space for the money that you want to flow in. The next thing is getting energetically, spiritually aligned with receiving the money that you're asking for. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to actually receive that money. And I made some notes, and I really, they were really profound things that I have been reading, I have been studying. And one of the very first things that you have to understand about manifesting money, about receiving money, about having money, is that it's a mindset. You know, you're here, you're watching this, you're wanting this information. Why? Not because you're a lazy person, a bad person, you're not worthy of wealth, you know, God overlooked you. Like, those are not the reasons that that a lot of us don't have the money, cash, that we want, right? The truth is, we don't have it because we don't know how to get it. And we don't know how to get it because it wasn't taught in school, you know, and our parents couldn't teach us. Why? Because it wasn't taught in school, right? And our parents and the generation before them, they bought in to this idea that if you worked hard and you know, went to work every day and you were loyal and you clocked in on time and you gave 100%, that when you were older, you would be able to retire, you would be comfortable, you would have the money and the things that you need to do to enjoy your life at 65. Well, yeah, you know, unless you work for the government or a university, right? Pension is gone. If you have a 401k plan, companies are no longer matching it, right? That's just your money. And the interest rate on a 401k plan is shit, right? So that's the reason we have so many people in the workforce, and they are in their 60s. You know, shit, my parents are in their 60s and need to work. So that dream, that, you know, the deal the government made with, you know, our families at generations before us, on if you work hard, we're going to give you this, you're going to have something to live on. If you save money, we're going to match it. Like, all of those things, those are gone. That's not how people make their money anymore. That's not where money is coming from. But the problem is, our parents believe that, our grandparents believe that, and that's what they know, so that's what they've taught us, and the school system doesn't teach us anything else. So now we're in a situation where you can go to college, but the most you're going to get out of that is debt, right? Because there's no guarantee anymore that if you work hard in school, you go to college, you get a good education, you're going to have a good job waiting for you. No. I mean, I remember being in high school and listening and hearing how people with college degrees and masters and doctorates were competing with high schoolers for jobs at CVS, you know, and Rite Aid and crazy shit like that. So growing up during that time, our money mindset was developed, right? So whatever your parents said to you about money, you probably bought that. You believe that, even though times have changed, like, you know, one of the biggest stigmas is, you know, you can't get rich quick. Anything that causes you to get rich quick is a scam, blah, blah, blah. Then the internet came out, right? So, I mean, now people get rich overnight all the time. Clearly, it's not a scam, but a lot of us don't get involved with internet businesses, online businesses, marketing, things like that, because we bought the idea that getting rich quick was bad, because it didn't exist when our parents or whoever was selling us this load of crap was younger. So it was non-existent, whereas it is now. So why am I telling you all of this? It's because your mindset about money is everything. And yes, I'm going to explain to you how you can, regardless of what type of job you have, or if you have no job, okay, attract $1,000 into your life in 10 days. Understand, one, this is a practice. okay? And you have to be diligent at anything that you are practicing. It's a mindset thing, okay? You've got to change your mindset about money. You have to understand that doctors, they run practices. They are always practicing. They're just practicing on you, right? They practice for a while at school, and then they start practicing on you with somebody looking over their shoulders, and then they start practicing on you independently. And you tell them what's wrong, and they write stuff down, and they go back to their office and they look shit up that they don't know about, trying to figure it out because it's a practice. And when you get good at your practice, right, there's certain things that you know, but then sometimes somebody will come in with, another head growing out of their throat or whatever, and you got to go in and you got to check it out, and they got to look it up, and they have to apply what they know and figure out what they don't know and do something new. So this is a practice. Mastering money is going to require consistent practice from you. If that is not something that you are committed to doing, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, you're never going to be able to master it. You don't want money mastering you. When you're chasing money, it becomes the master of you, right? And then you start to do whatever you did to get the money, you have to keep doing. And especially if it was something that you didn't enjoy or that you cannot maintain for the next 60 years, you become a slave to it. So the way that you change that is with your thoughts. Your thoughts will dictate the relationship you have with money. And yes, you have a relationship with money because you have a relationship with everything that is in existence, because it's all energy. You are energy, money is energy, water is energy, your furniture, your house, your bills, all of them have a specific energy. So when you change your mindset, okay, about money, it shifts the energy, thus shifting the relationship that you have with money. And so some of the things that I want to share with you, but I lost my note page about money, okay, because these things are going to help you when you really start to think about them. Shift your thought pattern about money. If you come from a place where I don't have enough. Your kids ask for something, I ain't got that right now. Oh, we don't got that. You got McDonald's money? You got this kind of money? Ain't nobody got money for that. I don't have money for these bills. What I'm going to do about paying these bills? I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. I ain't got it. I asked for it. I prayed for it. I still ain't got it. So I don't have it. What's your mindset? Your mindset is that you don't have it. The universe, if you go back to the law of attraction, which is some of the base that I use for teaching people how to change their relationship and manifest the money they want in their lives, that because those are laws, right? So like the whole concept of The Secret and whatever, I could give a rat's ass how you feel about the way that was presented. But here's the fact. The fact is that the law of attraction is a law like the law of gravity, right? So what goes up must come down. Okay. But here's the other thing. Based on the law of gravity, everything should come down. Everything should be magnetically pulled to the earth. But why do birds fly? Why can we go up in planes? Because there's another law that supersedes the law of gravity, which is called the law of lift. And that's what let birds fly and bugs fly and planes fly. They do come back down, but that law supersedes the law of gravity. The law of attraction supersedes all of those laws. And so it does work. And when you look at it in the sense of these are universal laws, these are the laws that govern this planet and this universe that I live in, how do I operate and how do I control these laws? Okay, people who understood the law of gravity, who studied the law of gravity, were able to then harness it and use it to their benefit when they created the plane, right, or any other mechanism that flies. So law of attraction is very, very real, and you need to understand it because it's playing a part in your lack of money. because it doesn't hear or acknowledge the vibration of, what's a good phrase? I want, right? It's just, if you say, I don't have enough money, right? The energy of that is not enough money. I hope eventually that I'll have more money, or what, all of those things, all of those kind of statements is giving the vibration of not enough money, not enough money, not enough money. You want that? I don't have enough money. Can we buy this? I don't have enough money. I got a bill due. I don't have enough money. That is the vibration that you send out. And the law of attraction says, right, how you're feeling about a thing is what you get. So you're sending out these vibrations and these feelings of, I don't have enough. Where is it? I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. And so the law of attraction says she doesn't have enough. And clearly that's what she wants, because that's what she's giving off. So I'm going to help her by producing more situations in her life so she doesn't have enough. It's really, really that simple. Okay, when you are emotionally vibrating, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have a good man, you don't ever get a good man. Because that's how the law works. It matches what you are vibrating. If you are vibrating, life is amazing and I'm so happy and I always have more than what I need, the law is that that vibration is going to produce more situations in your life to mirror what you are vibrating. So from that standpoint, you've got to change what you're vibrating. Everything around you, your financial situation, your relationships, everything is a direct relation to how you feel about it. So when you start to feel good about money, money will start to show up. And that's the practice that you're going to have to engage in to attract $1,000 in 10 days. Now, when you master this, you are going to be able to scale it and you can attract it. Most of my students are attracting it in less than 10 days, or by the end of our 10-day practice, they've attracted way more than $1,000. So it's a practice and you've got to change your vibration. And it's not easy. Okay. And I'm going to say that because everybody has a set point. And when things get rough, when we don't see immediate results, we go back to our set point. And that is something that you are going to have to work on, fighting the urge to go back to your set point. Because your set point is, I ain't got no money. So what is it going to hurt you to spend the next 10 days consciously focusing on doing something else? Because at the end of the 10 days, you can always go back to your set point and continue to have no money. I mean, really. So you've got to start with your mindset. Your mindset, because what you believe, right, is when they say, if you believe it, you can achieve it. So whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, whenever you do that consistently, it will create a belief. All right. So your thoughts, a belief is simply a thought that you think consistently over time. So if you change the thoughts that you're having, they will alter your belief. When you change your belief, it will alter your results. So here is a money truth, which I thought was really, really amazing because it really puts in perspective anybody who's watching this saying, I have no money, I have no money. But on a global scale, we're talking about the whole world, not the US, right? According to World Bank Development Research Group, anyone making over $47,500 a year is in the top 1% of the income earners on the planet. On the planet. If you're making over $47,000, you are a top earner. That's fucking amazing. and unbelievable. And of course, when you narrow it down to just the US, it's slightly different. But in the world, okay, so it really takes you out of, and it should take you out of that woe is me pitifulness, because in reality, if you're making about $47,000, you're in the top percentile of the wealthiest people in the world. Who knew? Right? It takes you out of this small little pinhole that is your life. And on the grand scheme of things, you're suddenly amazingly wealthy. It goes on to say that if you make more than $25,500 a year, you're in the top 5%. 10%, sorry, you're in the top 10% at $25,000 a year. Oh, Jesus, I have teenagers who are in the $25,000 a year range doing stuff that they enjoy, and suddenly they are in the top 10% of the income earners in the world. So the bottom 50% of the people on the planet live on less than $8,000 a year. That was devastating. That there are so many people, hello, Latoya, there's so many people on this planet that are living on less than $8,000 a year. And it's okay. It can definitely be changed. And I want to tell you that I know it can be changed, not from a philosophical standpoint, not because I have more money than that. I'm telling you that I know it can be changed because I was one of those people. And I wasn't living in a third world country. I was living here in the US with kids and less than $8,000 a year. And, you know, I was pretty savvy. So it wasn't a high level of devastation. You know what I mean? And they definitely did not feel poverty ridden. But the point is, it was $8,000 or less at one point in my life when I was raising children. And I don't even think I was on my own at that point. So you can change your life. You can change your relationship with money. You can, definitely make the money and attract the money and be worthy and receive the money that you want. So now you kind of understand, and I'm hoping that those little financial facts help you change how you're feeling. Okay, I don't like my circumstance, but you know what? I got more than $8,000 a year. So I'm not at the bottom of the barrel. Remember, when you change how you're feeling about your situation, you're going to start to receive more money because you are healing your relationship with money. So now what you have to decide is, do you want to be rich or do you want to be wealthy? And do you really know what that means? Okay. So when someone is rich, they have a stream of income, and that stream of income can be very high, but that stream of income can contribute to you being wealthy or in debt. So there's a lot of people who are quote unquote rich, right? And maybe they're making, I don't know what you would consider rich, $300,000 a year, but they're broke. A lot of them are doctors, okay, because of their student loans and the cost of running a practice and many, many other things. And unless they start to funnel that money, right, that stream of income that they have into other places, they'll never be wealthy. There's a lot of rich doctors out there who are not wealthy. So do you want to be rich or do you want to be wealthy? Well, the measure of wealth, and I happen to particularly like this definition of it, but of course, when you work with me, you will find that I tell you to gravitate and to make decisions based on what resonates with you. And this resonates for me, and I feel like it would something that is very easy for others to resonate with. Okay. Wealth is not really the flow of income, because you can be rich and rich is the flow of income, but that flow of income can cause you to be in debt, or it can cause you to help you to create wealth. Wealth is a positive state of finances. Okay, when your assets and your sources of passive income are high enough to provide sufficient income to support your lifestyle without you having to work for a paycheck. So I'm going to read that again. Being wealthy is a state of positive finances. And when your assets and your sources of passive income are high enough to provide a sufficient income to support your lifestyle without you having to work for a paycheck. So, what does that mean for you? It means that to be wealthy, you are going to have to create some passive streams of income. I have some suggestions. That's not what we're going to focus on, but I will put those links below so that you guys can check those out. But now you know, okay, being rich is not really the shit, right? Being wealthy is. And so again, that should create another mindset shift for you. Okay, I need to be wealthy, not rich. I need to be wealthy, not just have a better stream of income. Okay, now how much money you need, which is also something that you should know. Again, LaMeel, why are you telling us all of this? Because you need to know where you are, you need to know where you're going. So when you start manifesting that money, right, it creates a definiteness of purpose as to why you need it, as to why you want it, and what you're going to do with it. And it heals your relationship with it when you get it, so that you're not getting it and it's going out someplace else, and there's no goals. And so it's like, yeah, I did it, but I don't live any better. Yeah, I did it, but I only was able to do it once because, I was so excited I just bought shoes. You need to change your mindset about money. So here's the other thing. Based on that definition, wealth is going to be different for every one of you. Okay? Wealth for me is totally different than wealth for, some of my friends. I have a lot of children in my life. And I want to live a specific lifestyle. So when I looked at what is wealth for me, what lifestyle do I want to have? And then my lifestyle, what does that cost? Now, how much do I need to create so that I can live that lifestyle without having to work for a paycheck? Boom, there's my wealth number, right? If you want to live in a beautiful condo downtown, you don't have any kids, or you just got one kid, and you want to drive your dream car, and maybe your dream car is not even a 2017 like mine is not. You buy that car outright, and you are able to, buy the condo of your dreams, and you just really want to be able to play tennis and sit by the pool and go on vacations twice a year. What does that cost? And then you know what your wealth number is, because you need to create that much money so that you can live the lifestyle you want without having to work for a paycheck. That's your wealth number. And it's going to be different because so many of us want different things. Different things are going to make us happy. All right. So that's your mind shift work for today. Those things I'm hoping, will help you shift your thought about money, how much money you need, why you're needing the money, and what you are going after. So let's talk about creating space, okay, and what that means. Because creating space is going to be the very first thing that you need to do to start manifesting your 1K in 10 days. So when I say creating space, I am meaning create space on an emotional level, on an energetic level, and on a physical level. The very first and easiest place for most of us to start is on a physical level. But I promise you that if you don't have space in your life on a physical level, it is very reflective of the lack of space that you have for creating this 1K or however much you want to create on an emotional and a spiritual level as well. So I'm sure everybody's heard or has seen hoarders, right? Those people have no space to breathe, more or less to create wealth in their lives. When you are creating space to manifest this $1,000, you need to clean the fuck up. And I mean that literally. Clean your fucking house. Clean your house. Clean your car. Clean your room. Hey. You can't create from chaos, not the energy of money. Okay? So you've got to clean. And yes, I'm very, very spiritual, and I'm into using sage, and in your workbook, it's going to tell you some different ways to energetically clean. But right now, I am talking about clear the clutter, clear the floor, wipe the tables off, dust, paint, right? Wash the curtains, clean the windows, create space. You need to be able to think. You need to be able to send out your requests. Now, whether you call it God, universe, source energy, for them to hear you, right? For the energy of all energy to hear what it is that you have to say, you need to be able to transmit that energy. And you can't do that from a place of clutter. You can't do that when you get into a car that is so fucking nasty that you can't see the floor. If you are driving around in a nasty ass car, that is a reflection of who you are on a spiritual level, on an energetic level. And money is energy. So you get that kind of dirty ass money. That's not what you want. You want to learn how to master bringing in $1,000 so that you can scale it to $2,000 to $3,000 every 10 days and more. Clean your house. Clean, if you live with somebody else and you can't really control, clean your room. Clean your space. Clean your space physically. Then move into cleaning your space energetically. And the easiest way to do that is with sage, smudging, incense, candles, things that make you feel at peace. Okay, because it's about having the clarity of thought. It's just clarity of thought. It's not any magic hocus pocus. It's hard to have clarity of thought when you are surrounded by crap. So clean your room physically, clean it energetically. And like I said, in the workbook, it goes through several different ways to clean your space energetically. Clean emotionally. Now, what does that mean? A lot of us have a lot of negative emotions and thoughts and feelings about money. And you've got to you have to clear that. You have to be willing to let that go so that you can make space for a new relationship with money on an emotional level. So how do you do that? Make a list of everything that you think and feel about money. I never have enough. It's hard to come by. It's been harder to get money since I had kids. Money comes in, goes out faster than it comes in. What's another one? You have to work hard for money. Any of those types of things. Those things generate a negative energy about your money. So once you have your list, and there's space in the workbook for that, once you have your list, you need to counter them. And so there's a couple of methods that you can use to counter the negative energy that you have about your money. And one of those ways would be for you to write countering affirmations. Okay, so a countering affirmation is going to start with the words I am. I am are the two most powerful words in the English language ever. I am. Because everything that follows those two words manifest. You are creating every time you say, I am, whatever follows that is a creation of yours. Okay, so when you have your list of all of these negative things that you think and feel and have ever thought about money, you need to write a countering list for each one of those things that says, you know, I have to work hard for money is one of your negative things. So then one of your positives should be something like, I am doing what I love and receiving plenty of money. If you have a negative belief that only bad people are wealthy, I am a really good, wealthy person. I am a spiritually grounded, wealthy person. You know, some people believe you can't be spiritual and have money. You have to do one or the other. So when you start doing that, now you have your list of positives. I like rituals. I would burn that negative list. Say goodbye, right? I throw shit in the bonfire all the time. As a matter of fact, if you piss me off, I'm going to write your name down and throw you in a pot. So I get rid of the energy of whatever in a very real, ritualistic way, because it allows me to celebrate, whoo, I let that go. So you can throw it away. I know one guy who uses it as toilet paper and flushes it. It's kind of gross. I like fire, so I burn everything. It's up to you. If you have running water by your house and you just want to toss it in the water and let the water carry it away, however you want to do it, but get rid of it. Now you have this positive list. And so what you're going to do is read each of those like 52 times a day. You're going to go, well, goddamn, I wish you would have told me that sooner, because now my list has like 40 things on it. Okay. But that's the practice. That's the work, right? To sit and I have beads like these on my wrist. And so when I'm doing things and I'm practicing, and I use these as counters, right? And I will go through, and my baby broke the charm off of this one, but I can see it. You guys probably can't. But like on this one, there's the charm, right? So I can start at one end and I hold them, and it's almost like what they do with rosemary beads, but it allows me to be out in public. It allows me to go on with my life and to use it as a counter. So I hold the bead and I say my positive affirmation, or I hold my bead and I say my clearing statement. I hold my bead and I say whatever it is. I ask the universe for more guidance on something. That's my counter, right? And so I wear these so that I can count, and it makes things very easy for me. And I still count, okay? And I still do it. And in addition to the affirmations, it's probably the biggest, most simplest, most effective, fastest way to start clearing the negative thoughts and feelings and emotions that you have about your money. Okay, the affirmations are the easiest way to clear it. And there is an option number 2, which is in the workbook, that you can work through as well. And it does require some journaling and a little bit more work, but the affirmations most definitely do work. They are very, very powerful. And as a matter of fact, the journaling ends with statements for you to recite as well. And why? Why are you reciting statements? Because what did I say earlier? Your beliefs are simply thoughts that you keep thinking. When you start thinking new thoughts, you create new beliefs. And if you believe it, you're going to create it, you're going to achieve it, you're going to see it in your physical world. Okay, so I just got a whiff of something that was unpleasant. So I'm going to recap really quickly. My girls are in here with me. So, hi. You want some chicken noodle soup? Ariel's going to make you some soup. Okay, because mommy's doing a live right now. So I'm going to recap for you about clearing space. The lighting changes, that kind of throws me off. So when you are clearing, you're going to physically clean the hell up. You are going to spiritually clean up. And like I said, you can do that with sage, you can do that with incense, and there's other methods in the workbook. And you are now going to emotionally start creating space and getting rid of the junk and the negative thoughts about money. So you're going to use the affirmation technique, or you're going to use the journaling technique, or you're going to use both. I do them all. Okay, I have an extensive alignment practice that I do, and when I don't do it, it shows. It shows financially, it shows in how I feel, it shows in my relationships. It's a practice, and I fine-tune my practice. I have several different types of practices because of my my lifestyle. There are days when I don't roll out of the bed till I got to go somewhere. So I may not get to do my full practice, but I have a practice that I do in the car. I have a practice when I'm exhausted and I just want to lay there and not do anything. So I've just developed a way to get in alignment even when I'm exhausted, even when I'm really busy, even if my schedule changes and my kids need, me to do something new. So it's a practice. And you've got to develop, what your alignment practice is going to be. But before we get into the alignment practice, which is our next step, you've got to start clearing. And when you start off, your clearing and your cleaning and your creating space needs to be part of your alignment practice. Okay? I do a cleaning and a clearing and a disconnection every night from everything and everybody. I clear and clean every day. There are days in the middle of the day I have to go into my clearing practice because I'm surrounded by so many people. I'm talking to so many people on the phone, and I've taken on so much that it takes me out of alignment of why I do what I do and feeling good. And so I will stop and reset myself. Okay, so you've got to clearing has to be part of your alignment practice. So at this point, I would say make sure you have some water. If you don't plan on getting the workbook, I suggest that you get a pen and paper so that you have it. I suggest you get up and you stretch and do some shaking. Now, I'm in my favorite spot, which is the bed has become my new favorite place for making videos because I don't have to do anything. Unfortunately, my little mini audience is in here too. So you can probably hear them in the background. But yes. Thank you so much. Oh, crap. I almost broke my fingernail. He gave me a kiss. You know what? So stretch it out, shake it off. If I was in my office, I'd put on some music for a minute or two. But I want you to stay focused, right? It's a lot of information. I try to keep my regular videos short. This is a master class, and I want you to stay focused. All right? So the next thing we are going to work on, well, that looks crazy in the video, but I'm hot, is how to get energetically aligned with this $1,000. The way that you get energetically aligned with allowing $1,000, into your life every 10 days is the same way that you are going to get aligned with any goal, okay, with anything that you're trying to manifest. You need to get happy. And I know that that sounds like that is the simplest thing ever in the world. Sorry, all I need is a brush. Um, but that's the main thing. And it sounds so simple, right? But it's not simple. And I'll tell you a little bit of why I know that it's not easy, just from a personal perspective. So, you know, being in a bad relationship, having so many people around me that wanted me to do very, very specific things for them. They felt like I was in their lives to help them accomplish their goals, you know, to hell with my goals, that kind of thing. So as I was growing up and through my 20s and my 30s, I really learned how to disconnect from people by feeling bad, right? So people would say, you know, hey, how do you feel? And even if I felt really good, I learned from at an early age that if I told people, oh, I don't feel so great, they would leave me alone. They would lower their expectations. They wouldn't ask me to do much. And so I practiced for years. You know, I was in a relationship I didn't want to be in. And I felt like if he thought I was in a good mood, he wanted more attention and more time. So I would fake being in a bad mood. I practiced that. And as a result, it became part of my energy. It became part of my expression. And so having to practice feeling good and even discovering what feels good became vitally important. It became everything. All right. So if you have a piece of paper and a pencil, I want you to, let's see if it's going to show me the timing somewhere, anywhere. Um, I'll use my phone. Okay, so I want you to spend literally like 30 seconds writing down as many things as you can think of that make you happy, starting now. And if you're popping in, cake makes you happy. Anything with sugar in it makes you happy. Can we do what? Paintball. That is not the topic, the subject at hand. Sure. Okay, you got about 4 seconds. All right, we're done. I'm talking to the people, the people watching mommy. So, what did you come up with? Now, if you were anything like me, it was hard. I had a hard time. But when I did it repeatedly, and what I found, I came up with 6 things that I don't even think it was 6 at the time, that made me really happy, that I got really excited about. And if you follow my videos, you'll notice that sometimes there's balloons right behind me. I came up with balloons. I came up with bubbles. I came up with the color pink, um, cotton candy. I love stuff that smells really good. So I'm an incense and oils freak. And I can't think of it. And happy music, right? So I was like, wow. As the baby in the background goes, my mom is so crazy. But those are the things that made me happy. So I immediately get up and go to like the Dollar Tree. I was like, fuck this. Does this really make me happy? I'm about to put this to the test, right? So I go and I buy bubbles. I buy some pink balloons, right? I buy some sticky bling glitter stuff. I bought, knock off the noise. I bought, what else did I buy? Cotton candy, because the Dollar Tree always has cotton candy. And some bubbles. So I go in my office, I start blowing the bubbles, I put on, you know, my happy dance music, and I really did feel good. And in the midst of me just focusing on feeling good, I got some PayPal notifications. and I had made some sales on a program. I hadn't even started promoting it. And I was like, this probably works. So I started to do more of that. And what I realized is that being happy, regardless of what you're happy about, automatically puts you in alignment with what you want. Because in that moment, you stop doing that thing that you do that holds you away from your what it is that you want, right? Because you're just happy. And so then I remembered I love everything shiny, right? So I started blinging stuff. I started going to thrift stores and buying like old jewelry boxes, and then I would buy those big bundles of bling, and I'd cut it and I'd start blinging it out. And I would be so happy, and I got a bubble machine instead of the bubbles that you blow. And I was just really, really content. And I loved hearing my kids running around, acting crazy, and I was just happy. And then I would ask my assistant to do something, and we'd make $2,000 in less than an hour. Well, how can I get happier, right? And so getting into alignment, I wasn't happy about the money. I wasn't even thinking about the money. That's what I needed. I had bills to pay. I wasn't even trying to feel good about my bills being paid. It was just feeling good. That's your alignment practice. Now, what it is for everybody is going to be different. And it's going to take some of you longer than others. And when you're part of my prosperity party, and the prosperity party is my monthly coaching program, there is a shit ton of information there that helps you learn what makes you happy and then magnify that. I mean, there's even a section I call the Dr. Fun Vault, and he is one of my friends, one of my amazing Facebook friends, and he's called Dr. Fun, and he writes the most ridiculously beautiful, crazy songs. And they have like these great little chorus lines to them, and there are days when that's all I need, right? But I need his music because he's saying something very positive about, inhaling and allowing and releasing and stop trying to control. See, when you're happy, you're not trying to control people. You're not trying to control yourself. You're not trying to control a situation. You're not trying to force anything. You're going with the flow, right? Because when you control something, have you ever tried to hold on to water? So what you want is the water. And when you're trying to control it, the more you grab at it, the faster it slips away. When you're happy, you can get into the flow with the water and go where you want to go. Like that song when we were little, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Life is but a dream. When you start flowing with the water instead of trying to hold it and control it, it takes you where you want to go. So your alignment practice is about being happy. It's about feeling good. Now, if you're ecstatically happy, that's awesome, but that's not the kind of happiness that I'm actually talking about, right? Because right now, if you are desperate for money and you got bills to pay, and being at joy and feeling love for everything in your life is a fucking fluke. There's no way you're gonna go from I hate every fucking thing in every fucking body, and if that dude hadn't left me with all these damn kids, and if that chick hadn't messed up my credit, and there's no way to get from there to, oh, I'm in joy and I love everybody. No, you don't go from there to there. You know what I'm saying? A pot of water don't go from cold to hot instantly. That's why it's a practice. And while you're practicing, you can still be manifesting. You can still be attracting that money to you. And when you are doing your alignment practice, and the reason that it's a practice, it's going to evolve. Okay? So if you are at life is shitty, right? And I feel numb. And your alignment practice, you do, okay, well, listening to music and dancing kind of makes me happy. And you do that. And you still don't shoot to joy and love. You know, it's not expected. Why? Because really all you need to do is get to the next level. So maybe being angry is your next level. You can get to angry with your alignment practice and still attract money. Why? Because there's less resistance. Now you're at anger. Okay. Then you go to, I don't really give a fuck. Well, not giving a fuck is better than thinking that there's no fucks to give. So you allow more into your life and more money comes. Then you may get to, maybe this shit might work. I mean, I made $20 out of nowhere. $20 just showed up. It might work. Maybe you're a little hopeful. That's better than having no fucks. It's better than being mad. And maybe at that point you allow $100 to come in. You're like, all right, maybe she's not the crazy lady. Maybe I could try this. Do you see what I'm saying? You're working up the ladder. And for some people, in 10 days, they're going to go from wherever they are to love and above and joy and more than $1,000. There are going to be some people who are in so much despair and depression that in 10 days, they're not going to be anywhere near joy. They may be angry, but the movement through their alignment practice from being depressed to angry could still allow $1,000. Maybe it only allows $500. Would you be mad? You know what I'm saying? Not really. It's a practice. So how to get energetically aligned with receiving this $1,000 in 10 days? You need to get happy. You need to find the things that bring you joy. And you don't have to be that, ecstatic. Like for me, I was just at peace. What does being successful and at peace mean for you? For me, it means I don't wonder how my basic bills are going to be paid. I don't ever have to wonder, will I have money for us to eat? Excuse me. Car repair is just a car repair, not a life-altering event. Those were my very basic things that I wanted to get to when I started. And yours could be the same. You could require more. You could be requiring less at this point. But you need to get happy. And you need to have an alignment practice that is going to bring you joy. So, how do you receive 1K in 10 days? 1, you set your intention. Okay? You set the intention, you write it down. 1K in 10 days. You then clear. You clear your physical space, you clear your spiritual space, you clear your emotional space, right? And I work with a group of amazing women, and one of them, her name is Ming, and she calls it blue money, right? So they do a blue money challenge. I call mine the pink panties because, it makes me smile, and I love pink, right? So I get a box, right? It's pink. I buy some pink panties. And so for me, I have replaced the terminology of money with panties, pink panties, right? So my thing is I am about to attract 1,000 pairs of pink panties in the next 10 days. Well, every time I say that, it gives me, it makes me laugh. Yes, pink sparkly panties, as a matter of fact. So now I've set my intention, right? I write it down. 1K, 10 days. I got a cute pink box. I am looking. You get what you look for, right? I've cleared my space physically, emotionally, energetically, right? Now, what's my alignment practice? Well, right now, here's the 6 things that make me fucking happy. And what's going to happen is you're going to find more things make you happy. Music for me is also, a really big thing. Being outside, being near water, whatever it is. And as you start finding it, start adding it. Put your list up. Okay? So here's the list of stuff that makes me feel good. I feel good. You don't have to be ecstatic, cracking up. I discovered I love stand-up comedy. I watch stand-up comedy a lot when I feel like I may be a little off or I need to laugh, and laughter is amazing for your alignment practice. So now you have your list of things that make you happy. That's how you get in line. Now, to receive it, you've got to look for it. And I don't mean walking around looking at the ground, looking at pennies and having the pennies add up. You need to start acknowledging what you already have, what is already coming to you. Right? Why? Because when you start acknowledging, wow, I already had this much money. Wow, this just came to me. Oh my goodness, I got more money. Regardless of the form, it changes how you feel. And remember, at the very beginning of this, I said you get how you feel about anything. So when you change how you feel about having money, you're going to get more of it. So you start calculating everything. You calculate everything. If you get a coupon, like I love Bed Bath & Beyond. So if I got a $10 off coupon, that's going in my pink panty jar. Why? Because that's $10 that I saved. I go if I go someplace and I would normally be buying breakfast and somebody goes, hey, I got that for you. I just saved $10. Okay, or $20, depending on where we were. So that gets added, and I start adding things up, right? When my man gets in the car and fills up the tank, that was $40 that was just gifted to me, right? When products start selling that I'm not even promoting, there's more money there. And I start to feel good and I start looking for it. And the next thing you know, I've been sitting in the car and was like, I wish I had 20 in cash. I could go in that thrift store. Literally, this dude walked out the door. I'm sitting in the parking lot. I'm waiting on my son. The guy walks out the door, drops $20 in front of my car, keeps going, gets in his car, drives off. I get out. There you have it. Because I'm asking for it and I'm looking for it. And it just will keep showing up. And the more and the faster that you change how you feel about money, the more money's going to show up, the faster it's going to show up. But you have to find things that make you feel good. Now, one of the other ways that you can really get into alignment with feeling good is self-care, right? A lot of us are not taking care of ourselves. We're not showing love to ourselves. The more self-love that you express, the higher your vibration is, and the more money is going to show up. People who owe you are going to call you. Sometimes you maybe have already had plans and you guys are going to split the bill and somebody goes, no, I'll take care of it for you. Those are the signs. And the more you acknowledge those signs and you keep a running record of the money that's coming to you, you'll start to see this works. And then you're happier about money. And then more money is going to show up to make you happier because it's the law. It is a universal law. Okay? So if you guys have any questions, I want you to drop them in the chat. I will answer as much as I can, but I want to recap the back end of this. How do you receive? You set your intention, right? The intention is, $1,000 in 10 days. Now, can you adjust this? Yes. Why 10 days? Because it's not immediate, but it's not so far away that you can lose interest. Why not 2K? Because usually when you are setting your intention, I have found through the people in the prosperity party that when they focus on 1K in 10 days, they usually get more. Okay. Some people don't get more right out the box, but the second go around, they get more than $1,000 in less than those 10 days. But there's a practice involved. So what's the practice again? It's the alignment. It is self-care, self-love. If you're a person who never eats breakfast, take a minute and eat something, even if it's just a muffin or some fruit. If you're a person who is always saying, oh, I need to get my feet done, take care of your feet. Do something nice for yourself. Spend some time loving you. The energy that you put into you will attract more money. This is not about a part-time job. This is not about an overall investment. This is not about a savings account, okay? All of those things and some of those strategies will work, but that's not what this 1K in 10 days is about. It is about changing your money mindset and getting aligned with of money. That's what we work on in the prosperity party. And the prosperity party is, I promise you, the most amazing party that you're ever going to be a part of, because that's what we work on. It's not about changing your job. And for some people, through this process, they do change their job. They do make an amazing investment that causes them to be able to leave their job. Things like that are happening on a weekly basis. But 1K in 10 days is really about you changing your money mindset and you getting in alignment with receiving money. What you're asking for, what you're asking God for, the universe, source energy, it is being delivered. When you get into alignment and you stop all of the negative output, it comes to you. Like I said, an aunt may give you money. People who owe you are going to call you and bring you money. You're going to find money you forgot about. People are going to offer to pay for things. Things will start to shift, and more of those things will happen. Shift energetically. It is a law. It is a law, like gravity is a law. That's how things work. So if you're interested in really working on your practice and manifesting, 1K, I can see fairies, 1K in 10 days, and you want to work with me, I will put the link in here as well. If you want the workbook, that will give you some additional exercises on each of the 3 steps. You're going to set your intention. You're going to, step 1 is really, there's 4 steps. You're going to set your intention, but we know here your intention is to manifest $1,000 in 10 days. It's going to walk you through clearing your space on all 3 levels. To help you find the things that bring you joy and make you happy and make you feel good so that you can get into alignment. And then it's going to help you get into the mode of receiving. You get what you're looking for. So how do you start looking? What are the signs that the universe is trying to give you the money that you want? Again, this is not about changing your job. This is not about quitting a job. This is not about starting a business. This is about changing your money mindset and your energetic relationship with money. Yes, darling.
I don't really think somebody's watching.
Gotta love him. Anyway, he says, I don't really think that there's people watching you. Why do you think that? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to drop the link in. The Prosperity Party is a monthly coaching program. and it is only $58 a month now. I'm going to put it in the chat, and then it will get put under this video depending on where you are watching. I don't see a whole lot of questions. I've seen a lot of people coming and going, coming and going. Somebody says, I'm ready. Well, I really hope you are. I really appreciate you guys watching. Again, there's 4 simple things you need to do. The workbook will definitely walk you. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
We'll walk you through it. But, you know, I would love to work with you. With Prosperity Party, you have access to an amazing website, and it gives you all types of vaults for books, audios, videos. We teach you how, one of the other techniques, there's several modules, but there's a self-love technique because it helps you with your alignment practice. There is a whole course on alignment, and it gives you over 50 different things to try, guided by me through video and audios, to learn about how to get into alignment. There is regular weekly trainings that all result back to this, manifesting 1K in 10 days, and utilizing a technique that we call 0 efforts with 100% results. Because even if you have a business, manifesting the money you want in your life, or really anything in your life, most of that work is done on a spiritual level. Okay, not on a physical level. And most of us are doing a lot of work. That's why people go, I work so hard and I'm still not getting ahead, because you're working on a physical level, but you're not working on a spiritual level. And so the whole training program on 0 effort with 100% results is about helping you get into alignment. If you spend more time in alignment, what happens is you get divine guidance. Okay, so you may get guided to go buy a lottery ticket. You may get guided to call a friend who goes, hey, do you want to do this with me? You may get guided to apply for another job, or walk into some place and help someone who then offers you a better job doing what you want to do. But the effort is basically 0, because you did the work on a spiritual, vibrational level that allowed you to get in alignment with what you want, right? And then when you have divine guidance, it's not work at all. You're just following your guidance, and what you want gets delivered. And so that is another huge element to the Prosperity Party. So we talk about manifesting 1K in 10 days and helping people master that so that they can scale it. And then we help people really master 0 effort with 100% results. When that happens, you can damn near manifest anything. And we do, in the Prosperity Party, have a huge module that is self-paced that you can go through, that shows you how to remove a lot of your prosperity blocks, on 6 different levels, how to remove the blocks that are stopping you from attracting and manifesting the money that you want in your life. And so the way that it's designed is that you get access to all the vaults and all the modules, and everything is self-paced. And then you have weekly trainings with me that are either live on the phone, or they're live videos. One of them is an actual video versus a live within the group. And there's some other training that you get access to. You get text messages from me throughout the week, and emails to help you stay focused, and really great reminders on things that you can do to raise your vibration. And let me be clear, you know, raising your vibration is not about living one type of lifestyle. You know, I've been vegan, vegetarian, raw. I'm a raw food chef, but I eat everything, and I eat what I want to eat. And the reason that I can eat what I want to eat, and the reason that I'm 130 pounds after having, you know, 9 children, is because of my relationship with food. It's same idea as the relationship with money. So in the prosperity party, you're really able to take these concepts and apply it to anything in your life. If it's, you have image issues, if you have money issues, if you have relationship issues, you have, food issues, whatever it is that you're working on, when you apply the concepts of how to get vibrationally aligned with what you want, and you're very clear about what you want, you're able to have those things manifested. Food absolutely adores me and pretty much does whatever it is I need it to do for me so that I can eat whatever I want to eat. Now, granted, I know the mechanics of food and that type of thing. So there are foods and there are drinks that are that are naturally saturated with more energy than others. And so when I need that, I know what those are and I take advantage of that, as well as, certain exercises and other things. But manifesting $1,000 in 10 days is really, really about getting vibrationally aligned. And that is a practice. And I would love to work with you guys on that. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them under the video once it's over. I always come back and answer as much as I can. And, if you're interested, the link to purchase the workbook will remain after the video or after this live. If you order it like in the wee hours of the morning, you'll receive it when we open the next day. It's not an auto ship or auto delivery download. So when you order, as soon as someone comes in and we open at 11 a.m., you'll get your book. If you have any issues, send us a message. And if you decide to join the Prosperity Party, that link too will be below this video. And again, the Prosperity Party is $58.88 a month. And it gives you access to all of the amazing resources that I use myself, gives you access to me several times a month through live trainings where you can ask questions. Each month that you make your payment, you get what we call emergency party calls, so that you have a few minutes, if you need to reach me, if you feel like, I'm kind of stuck, you are able to talk to me, and I can kind of help guide you back to where you need to go and refer some resources within the party that would be best for you at that time. So thank you so much for your time. I really, really love you guys for being here. I really appreciate you guys supporting me the way that you do. And I hope to bring you more valuable content on manifesting money. I will also put, as we were talking about wealth in the very beginning, I will also make sure that the links to investments that would create some passive income for you, that are very low entry amounts, I will put those links under the video. Excuse me. So if you would like to join me in the legacy investment opportunities that I have available, you can use those links, follow through, get in contact with me or somebody in my office, and we will help you from there. I would love to have you as part of the investment team. A lot of these investments are really changing people's lives. But again, those who take advantage of them, because although one is very traditional, it's done in a non-traditional way, the other one is very non-traditional, you have to have the right mindset for it, right? You have to be open, and you have to believe that there are ways for you to get what it is that you want. And if you have been asking and praying, and that happens to a lot of people, they're asking, they're praying, they're asking, they're praying, and then they go, oh my gosh, why am I still broke? And I always refer to that story about the man who was drowning, right? There was a big flood coming into town, and the pastor, my church, they are evacuating the town, and he's like, no, God is going to save me. And the water keeps rising and rising, and so he ends up on the roof, and boats come by, and they're like, come on, pastor, you're going to have to go with us. He's like, no, I'm going to stay here because God's going to save me, right? So now he's like sitting on the top of the chimney. A helicopter comes. They're like, here's the rope. You got to go. You're going to drown. He's like, no, I won't. God's going to save me. So he drowns. So now he's dead, and he's in heaven, and First opportunity he gets, he sees God and he's like, God, I thought you were going to be there for me. Why did I die? Why am I here? And God looks at him and says, dude, I sent several cars, I sent 2 boats and a helicopter for you. You're here because you didn't follow through. So program is what God is sending to you, or the universe is responding and sending you to as a result of what you've been asking for, or the investment programs are an answer to what you've been asking for. Don't overlook that you do have to take action. When you're guided, you need to follow your divine guidance. Now, if what I'm saying and what I'm doing goes against everything in your being, by all means, that means it's not for you. But if you are attuned and aligned with what's being shared by me or anybody else, that is usually a sign that that's the direction you want to go in, because it feels good. When it's right, I tell my students, it's right. Okay, when it feels light and it feels good and it feels like, oh man, that just might be it. That's the way to go. When you're like, oh my God, oh, I've had people make an investment of something as small as $25, but then there's no pancakes in there. They're losing sleep because they invested $25. And my thing is, oh no, this is not for you, right? Because of how you feel. Why? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I sit here and tell you, listen, I did this and I manifest $1,000 a day. I did this and now I manifest $40,000 a month. It doesn't matter, because if you don't feel aligned, right? If you are having negative thoughts and negative feelings, no matter, and you then, with those negative thoughts and those negative feelings, you do exactly what I did, you're going to get shit results. Always, every time. Why? Because you get how you feel. Now, what does that mean? Is it going to, it worked for everybody but you? No. What will normally happen is that something like your account will get lost. You'll push the wrong button and you'll get the wrong thing. You'll get locked out. Your account may accidentally get deleted by something you've done, because the universe is bringing to you how you feel. Now, if you're like, this shit's gonna work, I'm so excited, this is the best thing ever, and you ride that wave, and even when it kind of seems like it may or may not be working, and you're like, I don't care, I know this is it because I was drawn here, I was guided here, I was meant to be here, and it feels and it felt so good, and you think back on how it felt when you first got in, and you milk that feeling, you're going to get the results that you're looking for. That's part of receiving, right? I said that earlier. You get what you're looking for. So if you're looking for something that is going to help you bring the money into your life that you need, that you want, that you know you deserve, right? I'd love for you to join us in the prosperity party. Start practicing manifesting 1K in 10 days. Get the workbook. Do the homework. The alignment exercises are not things that require you to, become a monk and spend hours in the woods with your eyes closed, chanting mantras. I don't even have time for all that crap. So when I can, it's great and I love it. But the truth is, I can't do that every day, all day long. And so I don't expect anybody else to do it. Some of us will get there. Some of us will never get there. I mean, I have clients that still have been with me for years, and their biggest meditating practice is with their cup of coffee in the morning, because that's just how they feel, and that's okay. And you need to understand that this is going to be individualized. This is about you and you only, and what feels good for you, defining what wealth is for you, and how to make your life better so that you can build your own personal empire and leave an amazing legacy. So thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. Leave your comments below and I will see you in the next live.